Welcome back, everybody, to episode 7 of Campaign 2 within the RiverQuest gaming universe, inside of Brao'Drana in the region of Dragonhearth on the continent of Kareborum. It's great to have everybody back. Sorry that we were off last week. Hopefully you caught our downstream episode on Monday night where we talked about the world, the game, character creation, and we're able to kind of sort out a little bit of this week's schedule and a little of what's coming ahead. So thank you guys for being here tonight on Wednesday instead of on Friday. Right about the same time, like we've mentioned before, we're definitely still learning the ropes of setting everything up. So sometimes we get going at 7:30-ish, sometimes it's a little later. But thanks for being patient and hanging out with us. So, especially since we were off last week, we'll go around the table again and do an introduction of our players and characters before we get started with the night's events. So we went this way last time. Tonight we'll start with Scott.
Hey guys, you probably don't recognize me without my sweet robe. I'm Scott, and I'm playing Lomar the Wizard, Sans robe.
I am Sam, and I play a Vidalcan artificer named Zlatan.
Howdy, I am Steven, and I will be playing the Kalashtar sorcerer, Telvari.
And I'm Francisco Fuzzy Knuckles de Capeta, playing the role of Andrew Tucker.
And I am I am Morgan, and playing the role of Milia Gorptree.
My name is Charlie. I play a Goliath named Bruce Knitt.
And hey guys, I'm Caroline. I'm playing a human wizard, Bayasnah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for continuing to do that as we keep people in tune with the game and everyone around the table. So, of course, our advertisement before tonight's episode. We want to make sure we toss it over to our PR department here. Tonight's episode, thankful for their sponsor. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the lovely little inn in the Old Town district of Fair called the Bullywug's Wand. Andrew?
Have you ever wanted to go to an inn, but you thought, geez, their belly just doesn't wug, nor does it wand? Well, have these people got an inn for you? It is not only a wand, but it belly wugs. The name is very weird, but the beds are very comfortable. So come on down. It's a copper for a bed, or a topper for a head.
I like it.
So read my lips.
Yeah.
No new taxes.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Bullywugs around the universe are now mad at you for pronouncing that as bellywugs, but I'm sure that won't come back to haunt you later in the game.
It wasn't belly wugs?
DM's taking notes.
Bullywug.
I was thinking like belly rubs.
Because you're...
That's funny. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so let's jump back into our action. One more thing before we get started in the game officially. We are not going to have a break tonight in the middle of the episode like we normally do because, especially since we're on an off night, work schedules are a thing during the week, and we want to make sure we get folks home in time to get up early tomorrow. So we'll be missing our break tonight, going straight through to 9:30, where we'll stop wherever the action is and pick up next week. A little bit more on that will come out later this week, possibly even on next Monday when we get into downstream. We're balancing a lot of real life schedules and jobs shifting and times of jobs shifting. So we'll just keep everyone tuned in. If you can't make the live stream on Twitch for whatever reason, on whatever night we are streaming, you can always catch us on YouTube a couple of days after the stream when we put up the full video. So with that being said, let's jump in. So last we left our party, they were fleeing the town of Lund after a scuffle at the end of the road tavern, a tavern known to be a meeting place of the Starlings, a group of thieves that call Lund home. After tricking a less than persistent town's watch, the group slipped through the alleyways around the inn, making their way towards the western gate. The main road leading out of town, the old coast road, runs directly west to the village of Prawn, 24 miles away. Picking up on tonight's episode, only a few hours have passed as the group makes their way through the town, trying to slip their way to the gate in the mid-afternoon. The light rain that had been falling through the morning is lifted, leaving behind overcast skies and cool breeze coming off of the Hadamar Sea. The party rounds the corner of the last alleyway in the Candle District, coming up the main road, and the west gate lies ahead of the group to their right, and the wealthy district of the cliff lies ahead of them, looming above the town. And with that, I can duplicate this. So in case we haven't seen a visual of the new town we're in, This is Lund. It was all weighted down like for 4 days, so the fact that it's not staying down is annoying. That's okay. So that's Lund, and should you decide to leave Lund and head west, I also have a little visual for that as well. So, all good?
No.
You're going to turn to the right.
My right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Stage right.
Keep going.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Keep going.
I should have said no new mattresses. instead of no
Alright, I
taxes.
think that'll work.
Perfect.
Mine's on a delay, so it's very hard to make micro adjustments.
All right, there we go. Thanks, guys. So, coming out of town now, Bruce, what are you doing? Because you're moving quickly across town in the front of this group, if I remember correctly.
I'm one track mind.
Yeah.
Just limping along, really hurting.
Heading out of town.
Heading out of town, yeah.
Okay. So at the junction, you turn
just
right and head straight towards the gate.
Trying to get out of there. Guys, I'm
Cool.
trying to go.
Where did we decide we were going? Fair?
So you guys are heading to the town of Fair, but there's 2 villages between you
Prawn.
and there.
Okay.
It'll take you at least 3 days to arrive to Fair.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep moving and get out of here quick. I'm with Bruce.
I'm like walking forward, holding my, not thigh, side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was fucked up. We could have done better.
Doesn't everybody need to rest?
Yes, but we should wait till we get out of town to do so.
Yeah, he's got a good voice.
Oh God, what?
Yeah. 6 seconds.
Would I know this?
No
Yeah,
way.
you did it last session.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't. But
Let us make haste to the village of Shrimp.
Yeah. Let's go to Shrimp. Wait, what?
So as you guys head down the road, heading out of town towards this western gate, the 2 guards, as you approach them, are going to kind of give you an eye up and down, and they definitely notice that Bruce is pretty injured, and that he's got people following behind him. Bruce is carrying some serious injuries here, so as you guys approach the gate, the first guard kind of steps into the gateway door, and then the second guard steps ahead of him and says, "Are you okay, sir? Are you okay? Those look mighty bad on the bruises and cuts and stabs, and is it a bit of singed shirt? Are you alright?"
Yeah, it's just a disagreement with the missus.
Your missus did that to you. Roll deception.
Goliath.
It's a low DC.
Her beard's twice as big.
So it's a low DC. So what'd you get?
18 plus.
Oh yeah. You got it. Tell the lie that you want to tell here that's going to convince this guard that your missus did that to you.
Draw from real life inspiration.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not very creative, but yeah. Well, I wanted to go have a drink with the boys, and she wasn't about it.
You know, I get it.
Not very creative.
We have to make haste. We're trying to get him to his mother's house in Prawn to stay the night, since obviously marital difficulties, he can't stay home tonight.
We've decided to separate them.
Roll a persuasion check, because he already buys the thing there.
Can I hate?
11.
Shit, go ahead.
16.
Yeah. So he doesn't find Talvari's phrasing. He's like, well, maybe we should help more, and if he's really in trouble, like, we can help out here.
No, he decided he doesn't want to press charges with the constable, and he wants to get out of here and just go spend the night with his mom. So we're taking him as a group just to make sure he's got the support system that he needs.
That's really nice of you guys. That's fantastic.
He's our friend. He was trying to have drinks with us, and his wife kicked the shit out of him.
It's good to take care of friends. I mean, it's always good to take care of friends. Yeah. All right. Steve, move. I slide out of the way.
Steve the guard's back.
All I said was Steve. That's all I said. Steve steps to the side.
Shuffling by.
Yeah.
I give Steve a glare
Go ahead and roll.
No, it wouldn't be the same guy when you
It wouldn't
first
be.
did, yeah.
You already said it.
No,
Yeah.
it was a bit. I wasn't
You're
actually
okay. You're
doing
fine.
it.
You're fine. Yeah, so the guards step aside and they kind of eye you as you walk through the gate. They're very concerned with Bruce, but they didn't notice any of the other minor injuries that people were carrying or notice any signs of a scuffle or a fight or anything like that. And with that, you guys head out of Lund and I need to rearrange maps again, or at least holders, and out into, I guess this one, into the world.
They're awesome. Right?
Beautiful map.
Push that way a little bit.
So, if you're looking at the map, Lund is in the bottom right corner, heading along the old coast road to the village there of Prawn, and then you can look around to see what's there. We separate player knowledge from character knowledge, and so could I have Milia with advantage roll a history check? Actually, no, just roll.
It says Burroughs.
Yeah, just roll a history check
Dostem,
with
right?
advantage.
With the
Read it upside down.
And then
what's the month?
Fuzzy Knuckles, can you roll with disadvantage?
Advantage is roll twice.
And Bruscanen, can you roll a history check for you guys, all three of you?
Did you say history disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Okay.
15.
You're just neutral.
19.
Okay.
And on this, remember I traveled.
Yep.
15. 15.
Okay.
13.
Okay. So, Fuzzy Knuckles, you don't know much about the area outside of Lund. Your travels back and forth across the Parchment Passage really only gave you the opportunity and time to travel within town. Sometimes you could move, a little bit outside of town to maybe, go for a run outside of town for whatever reason. But odds are you probably would not have left the town. Milia and Bruscanen, both being locals who have grown up in the area, and also Bruscanen's character's background would have given him the knowledge and the know-all of knowing the different farms in the area, having traveled these roads both between Lund and Prawn and Lund and Erast many times, to know the different families that own the large farms outside of town. If there is something on the map without a name, that means that you don't know about it.
Did we leave the north gate or
The West Gate,
the west gate?
Mhm.
Okay.
going along the coast road. So this is Prawn here in the bottom.
And what is our time right now?
So right now it's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Took you guys a little while to get out of the keep, and then the whole kerfuffle at the inn, and then some time of sneaking around and
Oh, it was
sneaking through.
nighttime.
No. You guys got back into Lund at 11:30 in the morning or so.
Yeah.
Went to talk to Arton. That took maybe an hour, so 12:30. Fight in the inn, sneak through town.
We might not want to venture into the wilderness with all of us. With
Well, there's not.
more than one person being on 1 HP.
Yes,
There's not a lot of wilderness, but there are 2 farms along the way to Prawn that are
Do you know how
both
far they are?
cordial. Yes, one is probably about. Burrow Song is about. Can't read. Yeah. Burrow Song is about 5 miles, and then Posdom Farm is about 2 miles after that. I know that they are neutral. We've hitched our wagons there a few times.
Their families
But-
know my families.
What are you trying? So, Zlatan, you're trying to figure something out. What are you trying to figure out?
I was just thinking, do we need to stop at a friendly area to rest, or should we camp on the side of the road and just, recuperate a little bit before we travel on?
Logistically, it would make sense to get a room at the inn where we
I would
would
do
be
a-
safe.
History check on the thief crew. What I know of them.
Oh, right.
And
So you did one last session that was an 18.
18.
So you
I have John.
know a pretty good idea
What inn?
of them.
Okay. I think we should be safe at the nearest farm for at least a short period. From the Gale. Starlings.
There you
Sorry about that.
From Gale.
I keep calling them sparrows.
Yeah.
go.
From the Thieves Guild is in many parts of this area, but we should have sanctuary for a short period. And personally would love to get off my leg right now. Just
5 miles is a long walk for somebody in your condition.
Well,
Can
it's
you
either
make it?
that or the mud.
Milia, you
Can you
said
make
this
it?
family was a family friend.
I'm a Goliath.
Is that right? Or did I mishear?
Yes.
You're middling. You're not on one.
I know of them, and my
he's
family
dragging.
knows
I'm
them.
fine.
Do I need to roll for that?
You don't need to roll for that because in your first history check, you said that you rolled high enough to pass the DC that you would know who these people are. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they trustworthy?
Oh yes, very much. They trade and sell things in the markets. You probably ate something from their farm. Very pleasant people.
Then we might want to rest there, because Zlatan's point is very valid. If we pissed off the Thieves Guild, they might be able to track us in an inn in the town.
Let's go to the farm. And who is the sickest of them all?
Zlatan was knocked unconscious. He's back now.
Yeah, you could see that he's dragging.
I can cure your wounds if I roll right.
That'd be very, very helpful.
So can I have everyone roll a perception check?
No.
10.
18. Unnatural 20.
A whole 5.
17.
10.
23.
Okay. So Zlatan and Telvari and Fuzzy and Bayasnah. As you guys are walking along the road here, you notice up ahead that there's a couple of men along the side of the road, standing near the watchtower that you're approaching.
Dude,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
keep going.
No, so, and, what was it? Zlatan and Fuzzy, you guys both notice that the two men that you're approaching on the road are wearing the same uniform, garb, clothing that the town's watchmen are wearing as you are walking down this road here.
So we would believe they are guards? I'm not saying they are guards, but like our character would think they are guards.
Well, that's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Your perception roll gave you all the information that I shared.
Are they standing in like an authoritative manner? Or are they?
They're standing, kind of leaning on their spears. You can see the kind of thin wisps of smoke from a campfire kind of lifting and listing through the air as you approach.
Is there tall grass along the side of the roads, or is it small?
No, this is a fairly heavily traveled coastal area, and so, especially on very busy market days, the road is more of a suggestion, and so the grass grows very short around the roads of the coastline here.
I see what looks like some guards up there. Let's just be on our guard a little bit. Bruce can
What?
how's the leg?
I mean, I'm walking.
Okay, well, let's stick with the story that your wife beat you. In case these guards, report back to the city.
We also need to throw in the mix that maybe you tried to help to justify your wounds,
Oh, yes.
because they're going to question why he got his ass kicked, but you're still bleeding.
How far outside of the gate are we again?
So you guys have been walking for a little bit now, and you're just about halfway to the watchtower that you can see there on the map, which from Charlie's estimate of where Burrowsong is, which was mostly right, you've walked a couple miles outside of town, just kind of talking about how to persuade these guards now that you're approaching.
I will take the lead, as I think I can waggle my silver tongue and allow us to pass. Our main guy who can take a beating cannot take a beating right now.
Mm-hmm.
I will do what I can to ease our passage.
Okay. So is everybody?
Can they all see us?
Oh yeah, they're just
Okay.
kind of still leaning on spears, just nonchalantly watching you approach. So they continue their conversation as you guys walk up and don't really look up to acknowledge your passing, just simply continue chatting with one another. The one facing you gives a quick glance at the group and goes back to his conversation. You can hear them talking about their carousal days in Garamond that they're looking forward to coming up as they get a small, break ahead, they hope.
I try to slide a hand there, but
No.
They just,
I give him a head nod.
Mhm.
Keep going.
Afternoon.
Okay, so you're walking past the guardhouse.
Yes.
Okay. You say afternoon to the guard?
Along with the group, I'm not ahead of them.
Right, you're just in the group right now. Yeah, so you say...
Yeah, or is there like a holiday coming on these days?
There's not one coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, like afternoon and keep walking. Like
Okay.
get my head down, try not to make eye contact.
Yeah.
Mine's one of those
And,
ones
like,
that you see someone
Making
walking
myself
down the
look
street.
as healthy as I can.
You want to
Yeah,
talk to, so
that
you
makes
say-
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep chatting. You see one of them just kind of eyeing you and just goes, all right. Just watches each of you going through. And as Bruce passes, he says, hey, all right.
yes, I'm obviously fine. Thank you for asking.
You're limping along a bit. You need anything? Have you been to town or are you coming from? Are you all right?
I'm fine. Could we just keep walking, please?
It's less the physical wounds, more his ego. We're fine.
Yeah, so I should say, like, we've had a bit of a scuffle. We're on our way to.
Can I just turn and keep walking?
Hold up. You say scuffle.
You fucking idiot.
What's-
Shut
what,
your
uh,
fucking mouth.
What do you mean a scuffle? You've been causing trouble in town. At this, they both stand up and kind of slide their spears back to them, not pointing at you or anything, but they just pull them closer in. So what you mean a scuffle?
No, we have not been causing trouble in town. Have you heard of any type of large ruckus occurring? We are merely travelers on the road. The road is a dangerous place. We're trying to get some rest. If you have any healing potions, that would be fantastic.
Healing potions are expensive. We wouldn't just give them away. We are waiting for our replacements here for the night's watch. We only watch in the day. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of this little scuffle here and figure out what's been going on in town. As of now, we haven't. You all are free to go as is. However, if we do hear of trouble, then we'll be expecting to have a chat upon your return to town. What's your name, sir?
My name is Francisco Fuzzy Knuckles de Cavedo. You have probably heard of me.
Sorry, never heard of you.
Never occurred to you to lie.
Where are you staying?
Well, I stay aboard the ship, the HMS Jackie Daytona.
Yeah,
but that ship is no more.
Oh, there's more to this. Okay, all right. So where are you staying?
I stay where I can, for my home is aboard the HMS Jackie Daytona, which is no more.
Kind of looks over at you. He's like, all right. So where'd you sleep last
I
night?
sleep where I can,
Fuck's
for my
sake.
home is the HMS Jackie Daytona,
He looks around
which
at the
is
Look, that's
no more.
I don't have time to deal with this cat talking in riddles. Where did you stay in town while you were in town?
We actually just
We were
arrived
staying
today
at-
and we walked out of town almost immediately.
Where are you coming from?
Came from Strixhaven school.
So you arrived in Strixhaven, from Strixhaven today,
Yes.
this morning.
Yep.
What time?
About 9 a.m.
Okay.
Grabbed a morning breakfast and walked out the west gate, and now we're talking to you.
Okay. Right. Strixhaven students come to town. Right. Well.
Quite an impression. It's going to be very easy.
Right. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this. On your way. Don't cause trouble here. Go.
Have a good day.
Doesn't respond. Just looks away.
Walking.
Tamar's right behind you and puts his hand on your shoulder and says telepathically, "That was not wise to suggest that we were from Strixhaven. The docks were destroyed 2 days ago."
But that just gives us time to get out of here.
Fair enough.
We could have just said we stayed at my family's farm.
Could have.
Hindsight and whatnot.
But everybody seems to keep giving them the exact truth and saying dumb shit. So I figured let's just make it so we just pass through.
All right. So you guys
Hey,
continue.
Fuzzy, next time let us do the talking.
I don't lie.
Okay, next time let us do the talking.
I could have talked us out of it.
You
If
talked us
somebody
almost into it.
You made it work.
Yes. The
They
word
weren't
you're
going to
You
let
made it
us
work.
pass. They were going to ask him and continue grilling questions.
They
Why
I
are they
could
really
have-
questions?
The questions before I said anything. What do you mean, what questions?
No, why are they really the questions?
They got involved once you said scuffle.
The first question was directed to him, asking what were the bruises. I
They asked
said
if he was
he
okay, and
has-
then said, "Okay, we'll see
We
you."
should
anyway."
make haste.
And you said scuffle.
Yes. Let us move on.
That's when they got interested.
Oh, I assumed you guys were arguing while you were walking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just figured.
That's
I figured you
exactly
didn't.
right.
We're not
I figured you didn't
standing
stop like a
next-
foot beyond the guards. Why did you tell them everything? They're like, right, we can hear everything you're saying. There's more on the way.
Talmari was speaking
That's
telepathically.
true.
The only person.
Zlatan, I've learned this new cure wounds. I want to try it on you.
Please do.
Alright, so I roll a d8.
And that'll be
Oh, I
high.
got an 8.
Heyo.
Oh god, RC. Sorry, RC farted.
Yeah, she was
Oh.
dropping bombs.
Oh my
there.
god.
Oh,
Oh, that's
RC.
not bad.
Oh, it's really
No,
bad.
it's like.
Oh, it's bad. He really needs a poop. Oh god.
So she healed you for 8.
It says
No, it's more.
yeah.
She rolled an 8.
Oh,
Usually
thank you.
I
Equal
just-
to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability
Mhm.
modifier.
Wisdom.
So it's wisdom.
Great, they mundo.
Wisdom plus 2. So
You're
8 plus
10.
10. 10 heal. Nice.
You now feel 10 better.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my
So
Where is he?
He's right here. He needs a poop.
you guys are continuing along the road, just at pace. You'll arrive or at least you'll arrive at the marking stone for the Bayasnah farm in probably about half an hour. And it'll fork off to the right, which will be another 20-ish minute walk up to the farm. It's roughly a mile away from the
Bayasnah.
roadside.
Yes.
Why? Remind me why we're going to fair.
Yes, well, there's a very critical person that we need to speak to regarding the Children of the Light, as well as this portal that we're hoping to take. So we're going to meet him. His name is Vinez O'Call, if you must know.
Finesse.
Vinez O'Call.
Do you think there's adventure beyond there, or is this simply a mental and educational exercise?
Well, what's wrong with educational exercises?
It's not my forte.
I suppose that's why we should spend a bit more time on it then.
I like to play to my strengths.
Yes, well, we're going there to learn more information before we decide to just press on into the Feywild.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
You're welcome, Bruce.
Bruce Campbell's
I gotta be full of Dave. Alright, so what do you guys do right now? So, Fuzzy Knuckles, what are you doing right now?
We're still just walking along the road to the farm, right?
Yeah, right now you guys are just walking down the farm.
Then I'm just scanning around, looking for anybody walking towards us, just kind of taking the lead in front of everybody.
Okay.
Has the grass gotten taller yet?
No, it's all relatively short around the roadside.
No trees. It's all just like flat grass.
It's very open. As you kind of look off to the north, you can see the kind of rolling hills that make up the land outside and between Lund and Prawn. The farms are kind of nestled in along the hillsides there, kind of shielded and actually benefiting from the sort of wind buffer that is created behind them, so they sort of soak up all that sea air.
Yeah, I'm just walking in front, gazing, trying to be aware of anything that might be coming towards us.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, watch that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you don't notice or see anything right now. You're just walking along, enjoying the breeze, and kind of listening to the birds as they're kind of bouncing around and kind of singing through the air. Tavari, what are you doing?
While we're walking, Talvari's going to just strike up a conversation. Bayasnah, this Oakhold that we're going to see, you mentioned that he is a he?
He is a he, yes.
And he is a member of the Children of Light? Oh, this is out loud. Okay. No.
I'm not entirely sure what his association with the Children of the Light is.
Go ahead and
Unfortunately,
roll history check.
me.
Mhm.
22.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you know that he is in no way associated with the Children of the Light or the Temple of the Nine.
Fantastic. He's not associated with the Children of the Light or the Temple of the Nine. However, he happens to have a letter that has been delivered to me to give to him by the and Attenborough. No.
David Attenborough?
Oh, Tom Dahl. No.
Tom Dahl.
Tom Dahl. Aha!
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes, Tom Dahl was a good man. I
Yes.
remember speaking to him back in town.
But there's some association with them with the Children of the Light, so I'm wondering what his part in this is. He's quite the scholar, so I do hope he's not gotten overly involved.
Well, it's just that I have reason to believe that the Children of the Light may perhaps prove useful to our trip into the Feywild.
Well, like, play with his ponytail a little bit
While he's walking.
Prove useful? In what way?
I can't...
They're a group of zealots.
I know that we've heard a lot about them, but I just have a gut feeling, and if you trust me on this, I don't think that what everyone says about them is 100% truthful.
Trusting your gut. That's quite the method. Well, I do suppose I still owe you there, Telvari, so I will take consideration upon what you said.
Very well.
What do you think they can help us do exactly?
I wish I knew. Unfortunately, the nature of my being is... Tell me, have you ever experienced right when you are about to fall asleep and you're suddenly dropped from a great height and you wake up?
Yes.
A
I fell off
falling
a
dream.
cliff once. I was sleeping. It wasn't a. It was more of a ledge.
Something like that.
And
Are we speaking of dreams or visions here, Telvari? For visions should never be trusted.
And just as a reminder, you guys are walking in a small clumped group, so everyone is aware and privy to this conversation.
It's just that, like I said, due to the nature of who I am, right when I'm on the cusp of understanding something, I'm suddenly jolted awake and end up in this dream space.
I feel like that all the time.
Oh, like Harry Potter. Okay, fantastic. Well, I suppose we can... Oh, don't worry about it, he's an old friend. Anyway...
Student from Strixhaven. I heard there's a third year.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is now in the world.
Probably why I don't know.
Fantastic. Well, I suppose your vision we can take some consideration upon, and if we get any additional information around the Children of the Light, perhaps Oakhold may be able to provide us with a bit of his knowledge.
I'm hoping that that's the case. Like I said, I'm not asking us to sign up at the Temple of the Nine. I'm just trying to say, let's not take what everyone says at face value.
I trust your gut.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, here we go then. Let's just make our way down as quickly as we can to Fair, for we'll need to turn back rather quickly to utilize the Children of the Light to get into the portal in the first place.
Just remember, my legs are very small.
Yes, Lydia.
Are there stables in there?
Are there stables and fair?
Yeah, you would know that.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah, there's
fantastic.
horses and
Yes.
fair.
Yes,
Oh.
there are.
Were we stopping at the first one?
I thought so.
I
You
would
You guys
love to
you
stop
haven't
by
you haven't gotten to the
Burrow-
marking stone yet.
Burrow
Okay.
Field.
Or
So
the fork.
there may be horses if that's what you're referring to.
I think that could expedite our journey.
Yes, well, as long as we can afford them for this distance, then I suppose it's something to consider.
For sure.
I was looking at the map.
So as you guys are talking, you approach the fork to the right that would take you over to the Burrowsong farm.
Melik, Do you remember much about the Brao'Drana farm?
They like music.
We've only used it as a wait station in rough nights.
They grow lots of crops. It's a big family. They have many workers. They farm strawberries in the spring and wheat in the fall and summer. They like music. Good
Do you
drinks.
know anybody's name to make acquaintance? Usually we just pay for...
You would. So you would know that the owner of the farm is named Clifton Brao'Drana.
What is
Usually,
it?
Clifton Brao'Drana.
usually just pay for a hitch in a stable.
He's a gnome.
I know the gnome, the owner guy, Clifton
Oh yeah,
Brao'Drana.
it's usually who we pay.
Do you have good dealings with him? Are you friendly?
Yes, with my family, yes. It's a very small town in Lund, actually, among the farming community, because there's only a handful of farms, and we all trade and barter and borrow from each other, and yeah.
So when you arrive, it's not going to be like, who are you?
He may ask the same of you, but not me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. At least he'll know one of us.
Yes,
That's good.
he's good people.
Okay. So we'll assume you guys took the fork on the right and are now traveling towards the farm.
Yes.
Okay. So it's another maybe half an hour to get there, since you guys are walking at kind of a conversational pace. So I'll just kind of leave it open for a few more minutes for you guys to chat or not chat, and if people don't chat, then we'll just...
I think when we get there, we should let Melia do all the talking.
Okay.
I think that's quite right.
Fuzzy, no talking, please.
We have an inn. We don't need my silver tongue.
So
You never need your silver tongue.
So as you walk down the road, the fields of the Brao'Drana farm begin to come across your eye line. You start to see them, and as you walk down this road, and big kind of golden fields of summer wheat are in front of you. There's over to your left shoulder would be the sun that's now beginning to kind of dip down towards the horizon, casting some oranges and darker kind of goldish yellow hues across these waves of wheat as you approach the farm. And as you guys get closer, Melia, you're in the front here since you were elected to be the speaker. You see a note, a large piece of parchment tacked on the door.
Oh, what's this?
As you walk up the door, it says, headed south for the month, back next time.
Oh.
It's going in the water?
Oh, well, it looks like the Brao'Dranas have left. That's strange. This is prime season for what month is it? Summer?
You guys are in the summer month of Savram.
It's prime time for wheat.
Well, no, it's already planted. It won't be harvested for a month. Makes sense.
Roll a nature. Let's see if you're right about that.
9 plus 4, 13.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. It won't be ready for about another month or so.
Well, I guess you're right, but
Nice agricultural knowledge.
well, I mean, they're not here, and I know they would help us out. So
Then we could just camp out in their barn?
Is
Leave
this
no
something?
trace?
Is this something they normally do?
no, not at all. These are homebodies. These are farmers. They rarely leave.
I'm just looking for a roof.
Does
I
the
say
hen?
a barn's
It's
fine
kind
for
of
me.
strange to me because he's got vegetables out back and flowers in the front and.
Vegetables aren't harvested.
I'm not a cartographer, but they said south. That's water.
You would know that that's a common phrase for heading down to Dragon's Tooth.
Okay.
Like heading like south and towards the town or city of Koldazar. It's a sort of phrase throughout the region. Like if you're heading south, you're
Is
going
there
all
anything-
the way.
Melia, do you
Can I
think...
inspect the letter and?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Melia, do you think that they
As she does that, I just start to
19.
limp around the house looking for the barn.
Okay, cool.
19.
Yeah, when you
Live around
when
when
you
you
look at the
really
letter.
Or
I got you.
actually, you said investigation?
Yes.
21.
Yeah, I mean, from what you can tell, this is his handwriting. It looks like notes you've gotten from his farm before.
There's not blood on it.
There's no blood on it.
Can Telmari circle around with Bruskin and inspect the farmhouse for looking for that sigil
Yeah, sure.
that was engraved
I'm not looking for a sigil, I'm looking for a
He's looking for
barn.
the barn.
Got you. So you don't need to roll. There's no sigil on the house. And you see the barn right, literally as you come around the side of the house. It's like right there, maybe a short walk to it. Door is open.
I want to look in the
I
window.
see the barn's over here. I'm gonna go check it out.
Are there any, like, chickens running around or...
The Bursongs don't have any geese. There's an odd hen here and there that they would use for, their morning eggs, and maybe for, a chicken to eat for a special occasion, but they primarily focus on growing crops and not the raising of livestock.
So can I ask the chick to...
Can't speak with animals.
Yeah.
Oh my god, not a chicken.
Can I-
Have you met a chicken? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Can I ask the hen?
I'm more concerned they got rid of their security geese.
Right?
Security geese.
Yeah. If you don't have security geese, I mean, are you even protected?
That's why you gotta have that.
Got rid of those Canadian geese, they're not protected anymore.
The Canadian gooses.
That ring goose doorbell.
Gooses.
That's good.
Gooses?
We don't have any more of those.
See yourself out.
Yeah.
Or truly or whatever.
We really gonna talk to the chicken?
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm gonna try. Gonna try to talk to the hen. Ask her, hey hen, how goes it? What happened to the family?
Okay,
Amelia.
yeah, you do that.
Amelia.
Just wanted to make sure. Go ahead. I can tell you though that I don't even want to look it up because I already know. Chicken stat block, not a lot of intelligence there, so
Yeah.
don't expect
Pretty good now.
an in-depth conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, you successfully cast speak with animals. And he's going grass, 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 grass,
Oh,
grass,
no.
bug, grass, grass,
So
grass,
I'm going,
grass, grass, bug. He looks up at you and he's like, "What?
You watch your tongue.
Did you say something to me?"
What happened to the family?
I was gonna say, I hope you're not gonna speak in chicken the whole time. he kind of bumps head. He's like, "They left.
Do you know where they went?
They left. Haven't seen them in a while."
Was there any kind of fear in their eyes, or people chasing them, or something?
I'm a chicken. I don't understand complex emotion.
I pick up the hen. I pick her up.
Goes, starts flapping her wings like really fast.
Tell me, how many people?
Roll.
Intimidate.
Roll. I mean, the DC is so low, it's almost not worth it. But yeah, let's see if you botch this. Go ahead and roll your intimidation to try to scare the chicken. Did you botch it? Please tell me you botched
No,
it.
she got a 4.
Oh.
Or
that chicken was about to talk some shit.
It pecks her eyes.
Is it a straight 4?
straight 4.
Oh yeah, no, you didn't succeed. So this chicken's like, you fucking what, mate?
Why did you tell me more?
Stop shaking me and I'll talk.
Amelia.
Oh,
Stop.
stop.
Stop messing with the chicken. Why
Yeah.
are you shaking their chicken?
I was like, because all you hear is.
Why are you yelling?
Because I can speak with animals. I'm asking it what happened.
It's a chicken. I doubt it knows anything.
They may or may not have confided in a more intelligent creature where they were going.
Chicken, we're leaving town.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell anyone.
There's
We are our secret keeper.
The chicken starts to purr. As you, which chickens do.
Purr?
They do. Chickens purr.
No roosters after 11.
Yeah.
Okay, down you go. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
At this point, the spell's worn off, and it just goes and just walks off.
Okay, so it's pretty late, everyone. We should set up a watch, and then we should all rest, and I can take first watch.
How much do you regain on a short rest again? Is it no health?
No, you would have to roll your hit dice for short rest.
Well, I mean, we're going to be taking a long rest. It's just...
Yeah, but I personally, or my guy would not feel he would feel like something is up, so he would want to sleep through the night. And if we're taking long rests,
Just by your character, that works.
Well,
yeah, right now
I
it's
half elf to take a short rest and nap. I'm only missing 5 hit points.
Okay,
I'm
you
missing
just
none.
do it. Just do it. Whatever.
you don't have to like think about it. Just do what your character would do, and then whatever that is.
Can I go back to the BB at the barn by myself?
Yeah, right now you're at the barn.
Doors open.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation, looking for a place to lay down.
Yeah, I mean, there's no DC for that. You look in, you see a bunch of empty, like
Fresh
stalls.
water and or food-ish. I'm looking for just a
Yeah. So there's no food laid out, and the water that's in the trough that you kind of see down by your foot is questionable at best. Looks pretty stagnant, like it hasn't moved or been refilled in a while.
Is there a place to start a fire? Is it all hay or?
So inside of the barn is filled with hay and kind of spread out into the different stalls. But outside of the barn is fairly open grass where you could attempt to start a fire.
Start gathering hay and putting it in a little pile up front.
Okay. Do you have in your adventuring kit? What type of kit do you have? Do you have like?
Explorer's kit? I should
Okay, so you should probably have like a fire starting equipment.
So pretty much I'm trying to start a fire.
Yeah,
That's
gotcha.
I tried the handle to the door.
To the house.
Yeah.
It's locked.
Oh, don't steal anything from there. They're good people.
I was just seeing if it's unlocked.
I want to look in through the window and see if there's anything
Yeah,
like.
the note may or may not.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
Written by somebody else.
Well,
And they
I
could've
know his
accepted
handwriting. He always,
cool.
writes out what we
Roll
trade
investigation.
and everything, so we
Investigation.
know.
What
It's his
if he was
handwriting.
You guys can keep
enchanted
talking.
or coerced?
19.
He wrote it under duress.
There's no blood on it.
I mean, he didn't write it under duress.
There wasn't any sweat.
So your investigation reveals that the house looks very well kept. That the inside looks clean. There's no broken furniture or plates or glasses on the ground. The sink is empty. For all you can tell looking through the window that you can see into the kitchen, this house is in very nice order.
I climb up on the roof and hang down and look in through one of the upstairs windows, trying to find a bedroom.
Okay, go ahead and do an athletics check.
I just
to
knocked on
just
the
get you
front
up there.
door.
Does it? I don't know
You
if
don't
it
hear
matters.
anything.
I have a climb, like just natural climbing of ability of 20 feet per turn.
Oh, okay.
Do I
Yeah,
still
then you
need
can
to-
just you don't have to roll then. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're just natural climbing with your claws.
Yeah, so I just get up to the roof and I'm looking around for a bedroom window.
Mhm.
And then I look in and I'm
Yeah.
trying to see like if there's like I don't know, return like clothes that would be out and just
Sure.
anything that looks weird.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Yes, people
Okay,
often
that
go on
sucks.
holiday, so I don't know why we're so
4.
concerned.
Yeah, you look in and you're just kind of like,
a couple nights
well,
ago.
all right,
The
yeah.
blood is rushing to my head as I'm
You don't know
upside
where it
down.
came from.
Yeah, it's just the room looks to be in order.
Well, it looks like everything is okay. I would eat some of my rations and lay down.
Milia, you said you're friends with these people. Would they really be concerned if we spent the night in their home, if they're not even here?
Charlie, your fire is now gone.
I mean,
in front
I
of
would rather sleep outside as to not, breaking and entering into a family friend's house.
you. Steven, or sorry, Telvari and Milia, can you both roll a persuasion check?
Can I would like to start setting up like a little place to sit with my pot and pan, making some like salt and pork.
Love it. Yeah, you're doing all that right now.
I'm just hanging out.
Four.
Horrible.
Wow. 8.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, as you guys are talking and trying to decide what to do, it turns out that Telvari has a little bit more, just kind of wit to his wisdom, and manages to convince you that maybe a night inside
Go in
of
there, can you see if I see you slap something over?
the Burrowsong farm is not necessarily a bad idea.
We'll leave everything exactly how we left it, and how it is now.
Leave it how we
leave it how we left it. And maybe I'll tuck a gold coin under their master bedroom pillow.
Oh, okay. And a little piece of chocolate right on the pillow.
You know, something
Tuck it
like
down.
the Toot Sprite.
Cheers. Right? Okay. Oh, well, you have a point.
Spider, are you still on the roof?
And that's very nice to leave something
yeah.
behind. I think if we, tidy up and keep it clean and everything, and not steal everything out of here. Please don't steal.
Not in my
Please don't
nature.
steal. Okay. Cool. So, Tavari, what are you doing now that you have kind of been given access, or at least granted the ability to try to get access to the house?
Slauson, do
Yes.
you think you can get us into there?
Well, I think it's rude to go into someone's house without asking. But if you think they'd give us permission, we can do that.
I think if we leave it very tidy and maybe leave them something, and I'll write a letter to them too, just to let them know that we stopped by in haste.
Okay. Yeah, I can try to get us in here.
Yeah, lockpicking tools.
Do I hear all this that's going on?
Yeah. I mean, all the conversation at the table right now is an earshot of everywhere where you guys are on the phone.
I have tools,
Yeah.
but I am not that good with them.
Yeah, I have these tools.
Cool. Go ahead and just roll with just normal. Roll just normal.
Alright.
Dexterity?
It should be.
Worst comes to worst,
No, just a straight roll.
Bayasnah. If we just break a window, you and I could mend
Actually,
it.
go ahead and roll with advantage since you have your thieves' tools.
That's not a bad
Just
shout.
not
Then the door would remain locked.
Just roll.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Okay. You really push and twist, and you just try to get those tools to line up the right way, but nothing clicks.
Cool, I'm gonna kick the door open.
Can I get a strength check?
We have mending ability. We can simply break a window.
I'm breaking a door. You can
You already
mend that
rolled.
too.
Tell me that number.
11.
Yeah, so you kick hard against the door, but it just it stays put.
Can I hear that?
Whoa!
Yeah, you
whoa,
hear them kick the
what
door.
are you doing?
Don't
I
break
have
into it.
these tools. I can try to break the door open.
Oh, why are we breaking into this house? I walk around the corner.
Mhm, yeah.
I've always been over
Well,
there.
he convinced me.
My friend, you may be large, but you deserve a bed, not a stack of hay.
This is not our house. This has been a way station for many people. What are you doing?
Yes, well, Zoltan just tried to kick down the door. We simply said we were going to break a window to mend it.
Bruskin and
I don't know which one's better in that case.
I was gonna leave a letter and some coin and say we stopped
Yeah.
by.
I don't know how you can buy privacy. ACLU call.
I like it.
While I agree with Bruce that we should not sleep inside, I still
There's a
feel
perfectly
uneasy
good barn
about them
over
leaving.
there. It's warm. It's got hay. Fires.
Okay.
I'm completely fine in the barn tonight.
As well. I was just doing what I was told.
Who told you to kick in the
I don't
door?
think anyone
That
told
was
you to
Come
open
on,
the
Ray.
door.
He told me to open the door.
Fuzzy Knuckles, are you trying to open this lock with your thieves' tools?
No.
Okay.
I was just offering it as an alternative to breaking the door down.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'm making.
it's already
I'm
broken
making
open,
some.
right?
No, you failed the kick.
Oh,
I'm making some.
Kicked it
pork
hard,
and
but not
porridge
hard
over
enough.
here. If you guys want to stop breaking into this person's house.
Oh,
Yes, I'll
fucking
take some of the
porridge!
food.
I love pork and porridge. I like do a somersault off the roof and try to land like right beside it.
Athletics check just to see
Yeah,
if you
athletics check.
botch here.
It's not great.
That's okay.
11.
Yeah, you somersault down the house. You're a little nimbly
That
bibbly
plus
kitty
8
cat.
really saved me there.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
I
now.
grab a small
Okay.
bit of food and then my character goes to sleep.
Okay.
Well, no. So I go back to the fire. Could somebody? I do think I don't. I think somebody needs to look around the house. I need to take a rest. I'm not feeling great. But I think we should take watches, or just be safer because there's nobody here right now.
Well, we can all get in the barn. I'm
Sorry.
in perfect health.
Then you're on watch.
Alright, Samilia is
I
on
need
watch.
some sleep.
I'll take second watch and scout around looking at the house.
I can't take no watch.
Yeah, you need a long rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So everybody
And I start
sleeping,
cooking up
sleeping,
the porridge and pork.
sleeping,
Sleeping.
Long rest.
sleeping.
I'll take if. Do we need 3 watches or are 2 enough?
Well, you get just it's like short rest versus long rest, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, all we have to say is that you have to sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah, I heard. Okay.
So you could sleep for 4 and then get up and then go back to sleep. Didn't leave the farm a little earlier, but it would have to be pretty much.
I don't care who takes the watch. I just think it'd be useful for us to sleep a little bit safer that way.
I can take the first watch.
Yeah, uninterrupted.
I'll
You can do
stay
minor
up
things, but you
Tomorrow
can't
we'll stay up
like
with
do
Billy
major
for
things.
first watch.
So I can help with the second watch then.
I'm on the second watch as well.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Good night.
I cook my porridge and pork, and I fall asleep against the barn because I'm a big bug.
I like it. All right, so
I also pay her.
I just kind of slowly just.
Tabari,
I like it.
Yes, Millie.
I did a thing that I don't feel great about, but I thought it would help my family in some way. But when we were in with Isaac Hammermark, or Hammerbeard,
No, Highmark is the one you're looking for.
Oh,
Isaac.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
The
There's
guy
Arts
we
and
brought the
Hammerbeard
chai-
and Isaac. Yeah. So the guy that you brought the
oh
Titan
god, I
to.
Fart
see.
again.
Jeez,
Oh.
what is going on?
He needs to poop.
That sounds about right.
He wouldn't go outside in the storm.
Yeah.
No.
So the guy that you brought the Triton to is Arts and Hammerbeard, the head of the town's watch.
Okay.
The dwarf that rode with you over to your family's farm when you guys were investigating there is named Isaac Highmark. He's a lieutenant to Commander.
Oh,
Arts and
Isaac
Hammerbeard.
Highmark. I wrote the names down wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the accent that I was trying to do with him. They probably sounded like Highmark. So it makes sense why maybe the name didn't come across
Oh, hi, Mark.
accurate. Oh, hi, murder. Ah.
Anyway, how's your sex life?
Not very great, but I also I wanted to confide in you and look at these scrolls since you've been around the world and you've seen things, and I'm a little country bumpkin and just a tiny little person and has no education about the things of the world.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. There's nothing that you can't learn out in the world that they teach you at university, but admittedly, I wouldn't know much about that myself either.
Well, maybe you and your friend, whenever Zlatan wakes up, maybe he can take a look at it too. So I stole 10 scrolls from Hammerbeard.
Stole 10 scrolls.
I did. I thought it could help my family. I didn't know. He was a mean person anyway.
He was a bit rude. Well, first, before I look at these scrolls, let me first say that I am so sorry about what happened to your family, and we are going to find all of them.
Yeah,
I promise.
yeah, I hope so. I
I
miss
know.
me mother. I can't be a mother to all my siblings, sorry.
I know, there's so many of them.
There is a lot.
Your mother's a saint.
But we will find her. I know that our plate seems to be filling up pretty quickly, but I want you to know that, just like everyone else here, I'm with you until the end, until my end. My services are yours.
Thank you for being so kind. And don't think less of me about stealing. I just really wanted to find my mother, and I heard scrolls can, have these magic spells, and maybe we could see something or learn something from them, and I thought I could use them, and I don't know what I'm looking at.
Have you read them yourself yet?
No, I'm scared.
So I'm going to take my staff and light up the tip of it so that we have something, to read.
I'm gonna take out 10 scrolls.
Okay. Sure.
I guess they would be there. Or maybe I could just take the backpack off.
You got a scroll Kindle.
Instead of a Kindle, it's called a scroll.
I got this Kindle scroll.
I don't know what scrolls are.
Scrindle.
And that's okay. We're gonna find out.
Scroll.
Not all scrolls are magic, but all magic are on scrolls.
Ah,
Something
see.
like that, to
Yeah.
my knowledge.
Yeah, I can read, but I'm scared. So,
You just take all 10 of them out. You open them up.
well, I'm too short to open them up here.
Put
I
like
only
a
have
stone
tiny
on the top.
hands.
Yeah. Yeah, so you open up these 10 scrolls kind of one at a time, taking a look at them, and the majority of them are just memos, notes to people, the correspondence of weeks of being a commander shoved into a drawer where he has either answered or ignored the common kind of pleas for help around town. However, there is one scroll that has a language in it that you do not recognize.
What is this? Do you know what this is?
Can you do a Arcana check? You're sleeping.
I just wanted to
Brucey boy, you're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm like, hold
I
up.
just wanted to do a performance check.
I know the language.
No. I just want to fart awake.
Oh, okay, yeah, go for it.
I just rolled a 20 on that performance.
Yeah, you.
I just want to, like a
yeah.
blazing saddle. It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you fart yourself awake.
And then I see them talking, and I go in the bar now. I sleep.
Okay.
that-
I like it.
Is that loud enough to wake all of us up?
It's a 20. I did a nat 20 on my
So
performance.
you're on watch. Oh no, you're sleeping
I'm
because you're on
sleeping.
second watch. So for funsies, let's just have everyone roll a
Oh my
perception
God.
check. Let's see if you
I
heard
farted
it.
everybody awake.
Perception?
Perception.
Yeah.
Did you perceive it deep in your dreams? Did it rumble your dream world?
Yeah. It's a Goliath, by the way. I'm against
Yeah.
the bar. Just the reverberation.
That's a significant. Okay.
Did your sleep
Did it-
paralysis
It's acoustically
demon fart?
enhanced.
Did anyone roll below a 5?
11.
Okay.
Foghorn?
Yeah. No. So no one else was awoken by the
Okay,
fart.
cool. I stumbled
But-
on the point. I was needing that.
But it was impressive. It was impressive.
Well, what is this? I don't
What did
know
you
what
roll
I'm
on
looking
your
at.
Arcana check? We got.
I fumbled.
Ow!
Yeah.
I
So
was
you.
distracted by the fart.
That's fair. Yeah, man. It was
When
powerful.
When I know 4 languages.
Which 4 do you know?
Common, Dwarvish, Halfling, Orc.
No, you do not know. And from the Arcana check, you look at it and go, don't know what this is.
But it's not Elvish, Quarry, or Dalkir.
Nope.
Okay. I've never seen writing like this before in my life, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll throw the other ones away. We can use it as firelight. But for this one, I guess I'll.
Well, you never know. That one scroll of all hands on deck, or is that? No, it's all points bulletin, right? I don't know what this spell does, but it might be helpful to hang on to it.
Okay.
Sweet. Sweet.
Sweet. Okay. Well, I
Perhaps
guess.
you should ask Bayasnah in the morning. She's much more well read than the rest of us.
I'll just roll it up then. I know. Don't you like roll a scroll?
We're the great
Make this
Make this.
All right, so you guys.
I saw what you got to do, bar.
Like the whole time, it's like,
It's funny.
we're really good at this.
So about 4 or 5 hours pass, and the first watch comes to sort of an end. If you want to end without an incident.
Okay, cool. So you.
Yes, it's time for you to take your rest now.
Thank you.
How was the first rest? How was the first round?
It wasn't too bad. Oh, it wasn't too bad at all. But I did have a question before I go off to sleep. I showed him a scroll earlier, and he said you may know what it is, but don't think bad of me. But I stole 10 scrolls from Hammerbeard when we were in there, because I thought these scrolls would help me find me family, and it just made me feel bad. And now I have this scroll, and it's in this weird language.
A weird language of the scroll? Well,
Scroll.
quite an opportunity for an educational chance. Yes, let's see.
If you open it up, go ahead and do an Arcana check on the scroll.
I'll roll as well, but I'm gonna fail. Yeah, I failed.
11?
Okay. You do not know this
10?
this language either. Mm-mm.
I
Either
have
one.
5.
Be careful. I think I heard a wild animal somewhere in the barn. And it stinks.
As you were saying, I was like, wait, is it mine?
Well, I guess I'll hold on to it then until we can meet someone.
Yes. Vanillas may be able to be of help to us, as well as the 2 graduates that we have.
What
Okay.
about the other 9? The The other 9 scrolls. You said you stole 10, and then you showed 1.
It's like party list and memos and stuff.
Am I mentioned in any of them? Let me look.
You can have the other 9. I'll have to go to sleep now.
Fantastic.
Steve the guard is
And then I go
Steve
find
mentioned me.
a tiny area to sleep in.
Okay. Yeah. So the first watch ends and the second watch begins. And Tilvari and Amelia, you guys find some hay that is warm and by itself, and you guys grab your sleep for the night. And you guys went to bed pretty early from when you arrived at the farm. So I think like 7 o'clock is when you guys kind of all went into the barn to fall asleep. So your first group that's coming awake now, it's really only about midnight, or for the second watch here. Just as an FYI.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's some snoring coming out of the barn.
Yeah, there's some
And
big
farts.
There's some noise coming out of that barn.
It's salt and pork.
Yeah,
right?
so Fuzzy Knuckles, what would you like for us to do on our second watch?
Well,
It's a heavy meal.
I want to look through these scrolls and search for my name first.
Do an investigation check.
Jeez. 4.
You don't see your name anywhere.
Can you?
Well, I don't care. I guess I stuff it in my bag.
You should have on the phone.
I would like to. I want to go around the house. Give the house a once over while we have time.
Yes, it would be good to stretch our legs. Let's do that.
Yeah, and I want to go just try to stealth and try to sneak into the shadows and look around the house, look for anything abnormal around, and for a cellar door or anything like
Go
that.
ahead and roll stealth check.
10 plus 8, so 18.
Okay. And then roll your investigation check as you're now sneakily walking around the house.
5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a farmhouse that's similar to the other ones in the region. So they have along the sides of the house sort of English basement style cellar doors where you'd walk down from the yard and into the door on the outside. There's no access to the cellar from inside the house. And so you would see one on both sides of it. And then on the back side of the house, you would see the family well, which is probably maybe 10 yards away from the back of the house.
Anything in the well?
It's pretty dark. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Better, but I think it's 8. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a well cared for well. Do you have night vision or anything right now?
Pretty sure, but I would imagine as a cat I do.
I think you do, but just double check. Because this description is going to change if you're staring at it in the dark.
Yeah, the pork.
Yeah, dark
You got
vision.
the moonlight, that's it.
So you can't see colors in dark vision, but you do notice that the kind of grayscale well that you're looking at has several coats of fresh paint on it and a well-built roof. So it's clearly, a part of the farm that has been well taken care of by the owner. The rope looks fresh and new. The bucket is fresh and without mold. Sits up on top of the well, which is that river stone kind of classic well type shape that you've probably seen before. And that bucket sits on top with the rope wound tightly up to the top of the pulley.
Okay. Well, I don't see anything out of place here, so I think our safest bet is to just be on guard. I can sit on top of the roof of the barn and watch for any motion in the night.
Fantastic. Well, I will bring up my book then, use some light, and then I'll see you then when everyone wakes up.
Do you want these scrolls? See if there's any information worth garnering out of them. Perhaps he mentions a rival god.
Yes,
or
well,
a handsome rapscallion cat.
so I suppose it could be some good light reading.
I give her all the scrolls that I have.
Okay.
Go
ahead and roll a investigation check. Oh, you're passive. No.
Okay.
Bayasnah.
22.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so as you're reading through the notes on town, you do see a description of Tabaxi that fits Fuzzy Knuckles description, roughly. It's not spot on.
Legend.
But the name,
Legend.
the name that they put next to the description is Rumpy Bubbles. So there's that.
Yes, light reading. I suppose maybe I should keep this from Fuzzy Knuckles.
There's another cat. Fuck that cat.
Fuck that cat. Okay.
No, I just want to sit on top of the barn, like, as low down and in the shadows as I can, just constantly scanning, looking for anything, any sort of movement.
And I'm reading my book.
Can I get up now? Okay, I don't know what you're gonna do now, but I would like to get up naturally early because I'm in pain and stiff.
Okay.
Just so you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you? So
So,
you're
like,
foregoing the
Crack of dawn, long rest. Long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so you guys could
8 hours.
going to bed
one
at 7. You hit long rest by 3 a.m. So
I just want to get cracked. Like when
yeah.
I won't be able to. I'm just telling you, I want to wake up early.
Okay, cool. Folks that are on watch, anything you guys want to do before we move forward?
All my investigation checks have failed, so I'm just
Okay, cool.
scanning.
Okay.
Everyone long rest?
Yep. So the second watch of the night passes without incident, and everyone who slept through the whole night gets a long rest. And we'll say that our folks who took watch, you guys can also get a long rest because in reality, our folks who went to bed early are probably getting up around 5 or 6. You guys could go back to sleep for a few more hours if you choose to. And we'll just be generous with that because I think the folks who really needed the long rest already took it. So we're good.
Can I, when I wake up, see if they're awake? Like I go outside the barn and see if Reed or Pants or Cat faces.
When you wake up, they're awake. Oh, damn it. Yeah, they're both awake.
Hello, Briskinen.
What were you gonna do?
Good morning.
Morning.
Feel free to take a rest. I'm just gonna stretch my legs.
Yes, well, I suppose we could get a couple more hours. Thank you.
Great.
Cool. What are you doing, Fuzzy Knuckles? Are you going to take Bruce's offer and go get some extra sleep, or are you going to continue on with your day?
I'm already feeling pretty rested off of that short rest. Does this barn look like it housed horses?
No, this is clearly a storage barn. There's no stalls for the animals or tack lined up on the wall or anything like that. It's much too small for a horse barn, and yeah, it's for keeping and storing hay and keeping it dry.
No carts, no nothing.
There are no carts that are around the barn that you guys are in right now.
Would that? I don't know how to phrase it, but I find that as suspicious. Like, to me, that sounds suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
If they left for a month with nothing but like a backpack, like just venturing out. Is there?
Yeah.
Are we all together? We're all.
So you guys can all kind of wake up at your own pace here,
I was trying
and
to catch it.
yeah, as you're waking up, that's fine. You don't have to announce. Just kind of jump into conversation as you want to. Just kind of
Well,
on
I
your
don't-
own. Let the day wake you as you.
I don't know if we should dwell on this, or just head on, because we have a mission to do.
Yes, I feel like we spent quite a bit of time here, and it doesn't seem like anything's afoot. You searched everywhere last night, right?
I gave it a once over, an ocular pat down, if you will.
Okay, so let's leave.
It's
I,
not
Fine
time.
with me.
I started some bacon with coffee on the fire.
Oh.
Bacon
You
and
have
ham.
bacon.
Oh yeah, I got salted pork.
Mhm.
It's not time. Before we head out and eat breakfast and everything, I stole some scrolls. I'm not proud of it. I stole some scrolls.
Did you ask first?
I stole them.
Well, that's exceedingly rude.
Yeah, I know, and I feel bad about it, and it's been eating me up, and
You tried to kick in their door.
I was doing what I was told.
I don't think anyone told you to kick the door. We said don't. But anyway, I would rather you look over this scroll. I stole it from Hammerbeard. When we were in the meeting, I thought he was being rude, and I thought he had a way that we could get my mom back. And
That's a wonderful educational opportunity, Zlatan.
so here's the
That
scroll.
seems rude. I don't know. Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was funny. You missed
Did
one.
everyone fail?
No, I
No.
can't math.
Oh.
23.
Okay,
Hey.
cool. As you look at the scroll that they handed you, you recognize that the language of that scroll is one often used by wizards to scroll down a spell. Or to inscribe the scroll.
Wait, this. So the.
Go ahead.
Well, he didn't figure out something.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sense of it in my head.
It looks like there could be this is a sort of spell, it looks like. Wizards usually use this language to script up their spells. If you'd like, I can hold on to this and look into it more.
Yes, I'd very much like it. I have no use for it, and it makes me feel guilty walking around.
As
with
well
in
it
my
should.
mouth.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
So even as a graduate, you would probably need at least an hour to decipher this scroll.
Can I read it while walking?
We'll say that it requires more concentration than being able to walk while also reading it, since it's not something that you would have come across is like memorizing or knowing what this spell is written on here. So you're trying to decipher it through the runes that are used to sort of empower the scroll.
Still very early morning, right?
Oh yeah, it's like 7 a.m.
So I'm just sitting there reading it right now while I eat
Yeah,
my
right now you guys are just hanging out, and Bruce is whipping up some breakfast. Sun's beginning to peek up above the eastern skyline, and
And I got some eggs
this
from that
I
hen.
can't jump, but I can hop.
this might take me a little bit to read or to decipher, but if after we're all done eating, it's been long enough. Hopefully, I can give you some more information.
Okay, thank you. I really do feel bad about stealing them. I thought it would bring
You
them on
should
back.
write a letter of apology.
I don't.
Oh, I suppose it's not
Were
necessary.
you asleep?
I'm waking up. I don't look at sun.
I
I go
don't.
back to sleep.
Yes, well, I suppose we should be off then.
Well, we're eating.
Still?
I'd like some bacon.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
serve up
Eggs.
bacon and coffee.
And I got the eggs from that hen that I shook.
I got the hen that she shook.
nice.
Anyways, breakfast is kind of, I'm dealing it up. So I know that the next farm over is only 5 miles away, and we're, 20 miles from Fair?
You can reach Prawn within a day's walk.
Not
Yeah.
Fair.
Are we close to shrimp? It's shrimp, right?
No,
Here's per
no, I
Sure.
It's P-R-A-N, pronounced prawn, not fish. Near the ocean, sea.
I thought it was a coastal town, and
Seaside.
never mind.
Anyhow, it's not too far away. I only know of one farm on the way. It's what would you say? Have you been there? It's about 15 miles.
It's about 15.
15.
It's probably like a whole day's hike, I'd say. We'd probably get there at sundown, since
I'm
the
feeling
sun
pretty strong,
sets around,
Would we want to swing in and check and make sure that they weren't attacked by the skeletons recently?
what, the
I mean-
other farm.
Check what? Check who?
The other farm.
The other farm.
That's up to other
Personally,
people.
I'm fine with going.
It doesn't look like the skeletons were out this far. There's no disturbance in these fields or around this house. As well as we didn't see a sigil.
And also, it's not really my problem.
And we have a bit of a time crunch as
understand.
well.
Yeah, okay.
We can
I'm okay
definitely.
with that.
Do we have any looking glasses?
From them.
You have to tell me. I'm not sure what's in your inventory. And
I want to
are
write
you
a
still
letter.
concentrating on the spell scroll?
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to write a
just
letter.
Put up camp.
I want to like
No problem.
clean
I'm
up
fine
the
passing
campsite.
Dostum. We'll go on.
I'm still standing on top of the bar and like striking a sailor pose, looking out at the horizon.
Yeah.
Hey, Pussy, we're leaving.
Fuzzy Knuckles, I'm taking a scroll so I can use the back of it for writing a letter saying thank you.
Is it the scroll that mentions me?
There were none.
I don't believe you.
Well, I'm taking it, and I'm jotting down
Gotcha.
stuff
All good.
like a letter.
That's why I made a disgusting face. I'm not gonna talk about it.
So we'll say about an hour or so passes as you guys pack up camp, and Milia leaves her note behind with all the expenses accrued over the night stayed here at the farm.
Can I leave how much is for low-level inns stay, generally speaking?
Like
Copper,
2
gold,
copper?
please.
Yeah, for like the lowest level, it's like 5 copper. But a silver would probably be more appropriate for what you're trying to tip for.
Yeah. I put a silver on the doorstep.
Gotcha.
Under the mat. Under the doormat.
I dig
The
it.
welcome mat.
Right next to the key.
Right from Fuzzy.
Right next to
Nice.
the key.
So,
I find their hidden rock.
Zlatan, as you spent the last hour concentrating on this spell scroll, the runes suddenly make sense to you. You remember discussing various types of magic in school, and even though you ultimately chose the role of an artificer, the runic reading practice that you did allowed you to understand that this scroll is empowered with the command spell.
One charge?
1 charge. That's what you learned.
Cool. I put it in my bag. My little satchel right beside me.
Cool. All right. Does the party want to do anything else before you guys leave?
So, did you
The
find
boss.
anything about the scroll?
I think so. I want to confer with Lomar real quickly to see if I'm correct in this.
Okay.
No, good, there you go. I was like, hey guys, what's happening here?
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's like, hold on, are we talking? We're going to share this stuff. Yeah.
Don't know what that means, but I guess.
Does anybody else speak Vidalcan?
No.
I don't think so.
This is
Speak
correct. Got some notes.
Alright, so for the rest of the party, is there anything else you guys want to do before we leave the farm?
No, I'm impatiently ready.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
That's
outside
fine.
the
I
cave.
thought you were
right
actually-
now.
Okay,
I was
cool.
trying to.
So let's say that at this point
I
the
made
group...
breakfast for everyone.
Yeah, you did. We'll say that the group heads down the road out of Burrowsong, hits the main road without incident, and turns right and heads up the coastal walkway. And as you guys are walking, there we go. So, walking down the coastal roadway, you guys come across a cart.
Nice.
That's on the side of the road that you can make out. You can't quite make out the folks that are on top of the cart from your distance, but you can see that the cart's pulled off to the side. Their horses kind of sitting there with them, still yoked into the cart. And from your perspective, where you're walking right now, you can see that just legs hanging over the side, kind of kicking as you approach.
So they don't look in distress.
No, they're just hanging out, from what you can tell.
I still want to go into stealth, kind of on the far side of the group, away from the people.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll.
I, in this wide
25.
open field,
Sure.
want to stealthily
Yeah, so
move.
yeah, you slide, you kind of slide into the group, and put the group between you and them, and you are more hidden than not.
Can I just call out and say, "Oh, good travels"?
Yeah,
Travelers.
for sure.
Oh, good travelers.
And you hear come back from the distance ahead of you, this kind of squeaky voice like, "Hail, traveler!"
What race are they?
Hey, oh, river!
So as you get closer, you realize these are 2 halflings. They're sitting, kind of kicking their feet off the side.
Hello, good friends!
Hello, big friend.
So it's kind of scary up.
Yeah.
Say, what are you doing on the side of the
They
road?
take a big swig from their wineskin. They look at you and they go, "We're selling wine because the whole world's ending."
Why do you say the whole world's ending?
You've heard the news, I'm sure.
What happened?
The skeletons that have been attacking the towns. Where have you? Are you under a rock?
The world is kind of ending. It seems pretty bad.
I have to find my mum. But no, there was only skeletons at Lund.
No. Where have you been? The skeletons attacked Fair as well.
Oh no.
Attacked Fair.
Are you? Were you guys attacked? Are you okay? Did you lose anybody?
We're fine. Thanks for asking. We're fine. We just came from Prawn up the road. We're just trying to get as far away as we can.
Well, going to prom. What happened at prom?
Prawn was fine. They were attacked, but it wasn't big. Few people died.
What about Fair? What state is that in?
We've heard all manner of things. Good, bad, gone, evaporated. I don't know. It's rough. It's refining right now.
Evaporated?
We're not really evaporated. I'm just saying things were bad. We heard.
Well, I want to purchase a bottle of wine.
All right, it's good wine.
Maybe 2.
It's good wine.
Okay.
Good care.
I'm buying 2 bottles.
2.
2.
All right. Well, we like you because you're small like us. Here's 2 of the apple and berry wine. Yeah. 3 silver.
Buy me 2 as
Any-
well.
So
You pay for yourself.
Yeah, but they gave you a discount.
you
No.
2 are coming from Prawn or coming from where?
Coming prawn last night.
Prawn last night. Is there anything on the way we need to be aware of? Any skellies?
We didn't see anything. No. No.
We'll be aware that Lund was also attacked earlier as well.
Oh, we're just stopping in Lund. We're going as far south as south can go. Are you thinking of going the other direction?
Yes, we'll head to Fair.
What?
Yes, we have certain individuals that we need to speak to there.
They take a look at you and swing another big thing of wine. We kind of look the group up and down and go, "You adventuring sort!"
I suppose so.
I heard a funny rumor in Prawn.
Do you have any tips or
What was the
information?
rumor?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rumor?
It's like, all right.
Not gonna lie, I didn't hear what he said.
I didn't
I didn't hear what you said.
So, the rumors that this. I'm sorry. Have you ever been to the Squirreled Away Inn?
Squirrel
I know
away.
about it.
That
I've
sounds
heard of
familiar.
it, but I've never been
It's
there.
run by a bunch of squirrels. It's a great place. They said they were looking for adventurers. Maybe you could fit the bill.
Are they good people?
The squirrels, they're hilarious.
They're good squirrels.
Do they trust cats?
Oh, right. Wait a minute. Maybe you stay outside at first.
In this day and age.
Wait, it's something they might not like you. They might just be startled. I don't know if they've seen a tabaxi before.
Are we really that rare in these parts?
Depending on the town,
Yeah.
maybe. A village outside of town, especially one like Kron, which is sort of the middle village between 2 others that directly aid towns. I'd say, yeah, probably pretty rare to see a
You know what
tabaxi.
cats do to squirrels?
Do you know what janitors do to squirrels?
Do you know what squirrels
Squirrel
do to
army.
squirrels?
Anybody else want to buy some wine from our lovely halflings?
No.
Yeah, I'll take 2 bottles as well.
Okay, they give you 2 bottles of their fruit wine. That's apple and mulberry, and it's got a sweet, very sweet aroma. Hurts in the back of the teeth, or flavor, not aroma. So that's 3 silver for the 2 wineskins.
See, they didn't give me a discount.
They charged you 2 silver.
They charged me 3 silver.
I thought they gave you 2.
I got 2 bottles for 3 silver.
Makes me wonder what they'll do with coin if the world is ending.
The world's ending. Would you just
Very
go?
deep.
Very
Fair point.
philosophical.
Fair point. Well, we're hoping to raise enough selling the last bit of our vintage here so that we can hop a ship and sail south. Walking on the road's hard business.
Well, I happen to know quite a many people aboard ships. You could probably gain passage. God, what's it called?
The parchment passage.
No. It's a ability. Oh, I don't have that yet. Never mind. Forget everything I just said.
All right.
I will purchase the 2 bottles of wine as previously stated.
Okay. Thanks.
Well,
The
cheers!
ship's passage.
Cheers!
I opened my bottle.
And I,
Clink and then
do you guys have something for somebody my size? They're up to my
you've got they have they're big wineskins.
some that's not wine.
They look around in the back.
More of a spirit.
Nah. Ooh.
Spirits.
Yes.
Tea would
Takes
be
a
much
lot to
better
get
for the
the-
mind.
Takes a lot to get this mountain.
So the female halfling goes, I don't have anything. And you see the male halfling kind of peek around the shoulder and go, I always got something. Dink dink. And he pulls out this little halfling sized flask and he just goes, don't charge it, but just take a little nip if you want.
I'm okay.
Suit yourself.
Let me ask you something.
I
Before we
start
leave,
walking.
Okay.
did the skeletons at the that Prawn happened to have this marking. And I take out my skeleton skull and hold it over to them.
So we don't know. We didn't see any. We didn't see the skeletons up close. Did a lot of hiding, a lot of peeking, a lot of drinking.
Fair enough. Do you know anybody in town that we could possibly talk to so we are not strangers?
In Prime. In Prime, in the next town.
Yes.
Sorry, no, we're travelers ourselves, so. The Squirreled Away was very nice. Full-size beds for all the tall folk.
And you
Very
went to the
tough.
Squirreled Away Inn yourself?
Spent the night there last night, yeah.
Just the one?
Small village, small town, or small inn.
All right.
As I walk away, I turn back and say, I've got a couple contacts.
What was your names?
My name, the female halfling kind of punches. Goes, I'm Artemis. And then the male halfling looks over and goes, I'm Bethiar.
Bethiar?
Bethiar. And Artemis.
Well, thank you for the wine, Artemis and Bethiar.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the South. And if you see the Burrow Song, is that right?
Yeah.
The Burrow Song family, tell them thank you.
Okay.
From Fuzzy Knuckles.
Right, Fuzzy Knuckles, got it. Yep. As you walk off, you hear the female halfling lean over to the male halfling and go, what was his name again? I forgot.
Does my guy hear that?
Yeah. You passively perceive that. You're like, wait, what?
It was Fuzzy Knuckles.
Yeah.
I throw a silver coin at him.
Fuzzy Knuckles, why are you throwing your money around
My
here?
reputation is worth more than gold.
Go ahead and roll a athletics check to see if this is successful.
Are you gonna hit them in the head?
Only if he botches it.
No, 15.
Yeah, it gets close. It doesn't like land right on them, but they see it kind of fly through and it hits the ground near their cart. And they hop off and you're gonna be like, woo! They hop back up in the cart.
They're gonna forget it because they're drunk as shit.
Alright. Traveling on the road now.
On we go.
Can I get a walking order for the group? If you want to, you can just put the miniatures on the map in the order that you're traveling.
I'm behind Bruce.
I'm in front because I was impatient.
I'm in the middle.
Are we past Rosdom?
You guys are just, we'll say for the sake of the travel that you have passed that far.
I need to make fun.
You're in the middle?
This doesn't look
Yes.
like me.
Okay.
I need back.
I want to be on the side of whichever side
Next
is
to
more.
Lomar there. Behind Lomar, I guess.
Are you doing a wine cork?
What do you want to do?
Whichever side has more foliage to where I'd be able to stealth into it easier.
I think the map is pretty
So-
representative of what is available.
Yeah, it's all grass, like
yeah,
short
but we're
grass
not as
around
big
it.
as a town.
But we are bigger than grass. That he has said
Well,
multiple times.
What
There's
now?
trees right there.
Dog, that's
No, it's.
like crap.
That's an entire forest.
Are you talking about walking stealthily in a field?
No, I just want to be on the side that's easier to stealth into.
Okay. So, as you guys are... Wait, who's
There's
the...
no ditch, there's no
Andrew
woods.
walks through
Who's
his
the
grass.
wine court?
I'm so fucking angry.
I was like, hold up.
Lions and cheetahs both hunt on grasslands.
Yeah,
Alright.
we talk about his cousins here.
Yeah, but your black fur.
So, as you guys travel down the road, you see a cloud of dust kind of rise up from the west along the road. And as you continue to walk, you start to hear the faint sound of horses or a horse, just kind of clip, clop, clip, clop, very slowly walking down the road. And as you kind of sort of crest that horizon line where you'd actually be able to make out the figure, you see a cart and horse approaching you with a very tall, slender, human-looking figure on top, just clopping along.
I see him first, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're in the front.
I just kind of appraise and stare at him until I know what it is.
Okay, so as you get closer, you see that the cart that he is riding in has a cover across it. He sits in the front, big blue robe, long white beard, huge shock of like white, crazy hair on the top.
Do I recognize him?
Go ahead and roll history check.
15.
You don't recognize him by face, But as the cart comes closer, you see on the side of it, painted on the canvas, Wiggy's Wonderful Emporium. As he rides down the road, this red canvas cart with the words painted in a slew of colors across the side make it stand out to you. You immediately recognize it as someone who has come to Lund quite often, a traveling salesman that often brings somewhat exotic or interesting goods to town.
So, I just say, oh, Wiggy, because I've traveled as well. So.
See him kind of pull on the reins, and he kind of eyes you, says, "Hello, friend. Welcome to Wiggy's Wonderful Emporium."
Yes, and those fireworks.
Looks in the back, says, "No fireworks right now. Unfortunately, those are tough to come by."
Do I recognize him? Or do I know him?
Go ahead and roll history check with disadvantage. No, just go ahead and roll normal. Roll normal. You might have come across this.
Finally, good roll. 19.
Yeah, so you've been in town before when Wiggy's Wonderful Emporium has come there, and anybody who is either living in town full time or as a student of Strixhaven would also know Wiggy's Wonderful Emporium.
You said he's human?
So from all you can tell right now, he looks human to you.
From my previous experiences, would I know he speaks Elvish?
No, you wouldn't know or not.
Okay. Then I just speak to him in common, the language I'm used to speaking to him in. Hail, Wiggy! It is I, Fuzzy Knuckles.
Hello? Have we met before?
I'm deeply hurt.
I'm sorry, that's not my intention. You have a whole group with you. And he kind of pulls the hood back a bit more, and you do see some shorter elvish ears pop up from underneath of his shock of white hair, and he says, well, it's very rare to meet a large group such as yourselves walking along the roads here, and I just so happen to have goods available for sale should anyone find themselves in the need of the wonderful or the weird.
In Elvish, I say to him, in Elvish, yes, I would love to take a look at your wares, and have you heard anything about the going-ons in Prawn and Fair?
He says back to you in Elvish, I'll help you with the items myself, as they're very delicate, so we can't have everyone rummaging through the cart. But yes, the news, I assume you mean the skeletons and other ghouls that have been attacking the towns.
Yes.
Yes, I'm leaving Fair myself and heading south as quickly as possible.
Fair in shambles, or is it still standing?
No, it was
It's fair.
it was worse for wear, but it's fair.
Yeah.
Ha!
What do you have for sale?
Thank you for asking. He switches to common and kind of sits up in his seat, looks around and says, 1 second. He pops into the back. You hear like things rummaging around and boxes closing and opening. And he comes back out with his hands closed. And he says, the first thing is a delicate item from the north. And he opens it up. And it's a small gnome-crafted music box that as he opens it, plays a song. Can I get everyone to roll a history check?
9.
No. Why am I rolling so shitty?
14.
6.
A 2!
11.
Okay. Yeah, none of you recognize the tune, but it's reminiscent of a child's song, kind of a lullaby that you hear coming out of the box. And he kind of looks around at the group and is like, remember your youth. Doesn't seem to persuade any of you, so he closes the box.
What does it do?
Ding, ding. He looks at your robes and he's like,
Just
did you graduate Strixhaven or did you steal those from someone?
I did graduate, but it just plays music.
Yes.
It magically
Is it-
takes money out of your
Waste
pocket.
of money.
It is.
Fine. I see it's a group that has a bit higher taste. Clicks it. Goes into the back, moves around. And he comes back out. He has this big dark blanket on top of something. And you can hear like a sort of like
What is that?
from inside, and he says, behold the wilds and wonders of the Dwarven Mountains. And he yanks off the top of this bird cage, and sitting inside of it is a mechanical canary with very intricate dwarven and gnomish gearings putting it together.
How much is that?
He looks at you and says, 1 gold for the mechanical canary.
Yes.
A
Indeed. And he puts the thing back over it.
What does it do?
Takes it back off and he goes, yeah.
It's a mechanical canary.
When he goes to hand it to you, he says 1 gold.
This man
I
is a
take it.
snake oil
Okay.
salesman.
And then he takes the 1 gold from you.
I think his prices are beyond reasonable.
Oh my
I want
god.
to say in Elvish, I don't want any toys. I want something that can... Or do you happen to have something that is going to be conducive to me hiding in the shadows or
In the field.
using my nibbly-bibbly acrobatic skills?
I've got just the thing for you. He goes in the back and here again, boxes and things slamming shut and opening. And he comes back out and he looks empty-handed. But he looks at you and he goes, what better thing to hide than... He butts out a big fan that covers his face. He says, a fan. And there's a picture of a cat on the front sleeping. He starts to like wave it at himself.
Does the cat look like me?
Yes.
How much?
I mean, it's a black cat that's on a red fan.
Scandalous.
He sits there just kind of flipping it at himself and kind of peering over it like, yes.
Do you like it, Fuzzy?
I am intrigued.
He snaps
It
it
looks
shut.
like you do.
It's like, well, I'll be happy to give it away for 5 silver.
Well, we've just bought 2 things of wine for 2 silver. How about I give you 1 bottle of wine and 2 silver?
He looks over. He's like, no need for wine, thank you though. And he kind of pats something behind him. He's like, all good there.
Well, what would you make of this? And I hold out the skull with the marking on it.
This man sells shit.
He looks at it and goes, nothing. Common eldritch symbol. No thanks.
So you've seen the symbol before.
He
You
says-
know
he
what
says,
it is.
No. The guards asked me the same thing back in the other town. I simply mean that it's rudimentary. It's scratched into the skull. It's no thanks.
When you say scratched into the skull, what would you do to make it not so rudimentary?
He... Actually, let's see. I'm not kind of sure. Okay. It says, don't mean to deceive or otherwise lead on. I'm certainly not a scribe or a performer of the eldritch magic or any of its devious pieces and parts. I just simply mean if you look at the skull, you can see where it's been scratched in with a rude tool. I certainly don't know how or who did it or anything to that nature.
So it's not magic, but it's physical.
That's what it looks like from here, yes. But again, I'm certainly no scholar of the eldritch arts.
Tell you what, do you have any information on the Eldritch Arts or any more stealthy things?
He says, I don't, but you did... Where are you heading?
Prawn.
This is an intriguing conversation. To Prawn, the village.
Yes.
Are you heading anywhere beyond that, or is this your final stop?
It is not final at all.
Yes, we're on our way to fair.
Thank you. While in fair... while in fair, ask around. There is an odd fellow who lives outside of town who may help you.
Is it perhaps Veneers Oakhold?
And he kind of looks at you and goes, how do you know that name? It's not him, but you know Veneris.
I do know Veneers.
I'm sorry. I know him as well. We've exchanged goods before, but you seem... how do you know him? Is it friendly?
He is my mentor's friend.
So you've met him before?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay, well, next time you see him, please pass along my greetings. I didn't see him while I was in fair.
I will do so.
2 questions. Do you have any kind of hammer back there and or jam? And I'm tall and I'm leaning over trying to look in this thing.
Go ahead and do an investigation check.
Bam!
He says, well, I don't have a hammer, but
Jam.
I do have something that jams. And he goes in there and he looks around again and he comes out and he has another black sheet over top of a spherical object that he holds in his hand. And he says, "Don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but I think it's pretty cool." And he whips off the sheet and it's a perfectly spherical glass orb that's acting as an aquarium. It's filled with water. And inside of it swims a clockwork mechanical goldfish
That is
with
so
the same intricate gearing and metal work as we saw on the Canary. You just see him go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It kind of shifts around. It says, "Never have to feed it. Leave it alone as long as you like."
How much?
I was asking
Two
about
dollars.
that. I was asking about preserves.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not much of a preserver of things.
I don't need that fish.
Okay.
Wait, how much for the fish?
I'll give it away today only for 2 gold.
Oh, jeez.
What does it do?
It swims.
Just thought I'd check.
How about I buy the fan and the goldfish for 1 gold, 50 silver? Wait, no.
Whoa.
Yes.
Can I say
2 gold
exasperative-
total.
I'm gonna say exasperatively. This
Fish was
fucking
2
guy.
gold, so I just started watching.
Roll a persuasion
Fish
check.
was 2 gold.
Fish was too low.
Yeah, fish is
I'm gonna
2.
tag along.
Yeah, just like this
Yeah, I'm
fucking
gonna follow
guy.
Okay.
Bruce.
What are you doing?
I said this fucking guy, and I was like, oh.
Yep.
Bringing out
You
that
know, for a
damn
traveling
clock.
salesman, he sure had a lot of useful information.
Say 2 gold.
Wait,
It's always
they-
useful to
They're
talk
walking away.
containers.
Yeah, they're leaving.
Yes, agreed.
Wait, 1 gold, 50 silver.
2.
For both.
Roll your persuasion.
Why? Wait, that's 6 gold.
He wants the fan and the
Yeah, it is.
fish.
10 silver is 1 gold.
I thought it was 100 silver.
No,
10.
10.
Oh.
I'm going to give you 6 gold for your 2 gold.
Yeah, then 1 gold,
Okay.
5 silver.
5 silver, yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and roll your.
7.
Okay. So he kind of looks at you and goes, "I don't think so." He puts the blanket back on the top. He starts to put it back in.
Wait. 1 gold. How much is a gold for silver?
10 silver is 1
10
gold.
silver.
1 gold, 8 silver.
He goes, "No, thank you. Business is concluded at this point." He gently puts it back into his
Fozzie,
chest.
we're
and closes it.
leaving you.
And he says, "Well,
Just 2 gold. 2 gold.
it's been nice talking with all of you." He snaps the horse, and Wiggy's Wonderful Emporium rolls down the coastal road. So you guys head down the road again to continue
We'll
on.
find it back to
I've never
souvenirs
seen
for
a
you.
greater amalgamation of shit being sold by one person. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just had to say it.
So you guys make your way from where you are on the coastal road to the village of Prawn without issue or incident. You make your way into Prawn. The guards see you, but after your long rest and breakfast at the inn and traveling on the road, you really look like any other traveler. And well before nightfall here, but it is approaching the evening, and so you enter town and. Welcome to Prawn. Map.
Welcome to the prawn door.
Okay. So, the only tavern that's in town, as you guys gathered as you traveled, is the Squirreled Way Inn, which is the blue building up there by the mill with the number 1 on it. Kind of at the point of the road. Yep, that's it.
How'd you make these?
Magic.
So cool.
Now, it's a website called Incarnate.
So cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's easy. I'm going to keep trying to stream on the nights that I make them. For everyone watching, you can check out our live stream on RiverQuest Gaming on Twitch, where we'll do some map building and we just kind of hang out and chill. I kind of talk about the map as I'm making it from time to time, but mostly I just sit and play music and draw. That's about it.
Ooh, a lumber guild.
So, do you guys want to go anywhere?
I think it's
Prior
best
to the tavern?
Head to the Squirreled Way Inn.
And then the Temple of the Nine.
I'm going for the simple action.
You guys would know about the temple. Well, you would see it as you're coming into town.
I'll go to the temple with you.
Yes, I think I'll stop by the Temple of the Nine.
Well, it's evening time, right? You said?
Mhm. It is. It's
Think
starting
we
to
should
get.
probably head out.
I'm gonna head to the inn.
It'll be
Yes.
closed, but we know when they're open.
You would know that most temples are going to close up shop as it turns to evening, as those who work and live at the temple are going to start making communal meals for not only themselves, but for travelers or pilgrims and things like that. So
What
for all
do
intents and
Google
purposes,
hours
closed.
say?
No,
It's
we
affecting
all have
the
Google
alcohol.
devices. If we say that, it's gonna everyone's phone's gonna go, huh?
Suppose we could stop by the Temple of the Nine tomorrow morning.
I'm down for that.
Okay, so you guys make your way to Scrolled Away Inn?
Mhm.
Okay, so as you open the door to Scrolled Away Inn, it's a very raucous environment. There's all manner of folk that find their home here in the Dragon Hearth. Elves, dwarves, humans, gnomes, halflings, they're all inside of this small tavern. You can barely find room. There's certainly no tables or chairs available in the main sitting area by the fire, but the bar is open and you see a few seats there. A bard is strumming along kind of a calming song, trying to sort of entice the crowd to calmer, more quiet discussion as they drink. However, it mostly falls on deaf ears, especially among the dwarves who are being very loud in the back of the tavern. But there are a few seats at the bar if you'd like to approach. The rumor that you heard along the road about it being run by squirrels turns out to be entirely accurate. A group of squirrel folk run from place to place, scurrying amongst the feet of those who are in their tavern. And for a lot of you, this might be the first time you're seeing squirrel folk. They are usually dark of fur, either red, gray, sort of traditional, Virginia squirrels. They stand at about 3.5 feet tall. So they're not tiny little squirrels. They're probably almost as big as Milia as they run from place to place with trays above their head. And you can hear them chirping at one another as they move around their tavern. As Bruce, you're in the lead of this, right? You're in the front. So you step in and the whole tavern gets quiet. And they just kind of look at you. And the squirrels are also running around chirping, but they finally recognize you and they just go, "Whoa! You're tall. Come on in, everyone! Stop staring! Come in!" And he looks behind you, he's like, "Well, there's a bunch of you. Come up to the bar, big guy. Come on. And he says, "Chippa! New ones!" And you see a little squirrel pop up on top from behind the bar and he goes, "Yeah, come up! Up to the bar, please, come up to the bar."
I go in the door and just immediately go, "Yes, please!"
They look at you, and there's another kind of quiet, but you're able to walk in without any incident. The rumor of the squirrel folk being scared of the tabaxi is a rumor.
I go to the bar and sit down and ask if there's a place out back I can stay.
So he looks at you, and he looks at Fuzzy Knuckles, and he looks around, and he says, are all of you guys together? All of you? How many of there are? 7?
Yeah.
He does another look around. He notices you've all wearing robes, carrying large hammers, and he's like, "Are you guys adventurers?"
Yes, we were told to come here by Artemis and Bethion.
Oh, the wine sellers. Yeah, they're great people. They gave us some wine. It was really good. Did you have some? It was so good. Did you have some?
Indeed.
Yes.
I take out my
Oh,
bottle
God,
of
it's so
wine.
good. Oh, yeah, that's the one. We got some back here. Ma, come here. These are adventurers. Should we ask them? And you see her kind of look at the boy and look back at you and kind of gives you an eye up and down and says, "Well, we're desperate. You want to ask them?" Yeah. She says, "Well, are you guys staying in town for the night?
Yes.
That's the plan.
We need some help in running a heist."
Oh.
What?
And with that, we'll pick up next week. So, for next week, information in the doobly-doo down below. So gave that a look. Join our Discord so we can keep you up to date with what's going on here in Kareborum. And until next week, we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys.